This is Casey Picot. You're listening to a Find Your Passion hypnosis. So, when you really love what you do, life becomes better in so many ways. Passion gives our lives meaning, purpose, and energy to get going and accomplish things. When you examine the life of any tremendously successful person, from Bill Gates to Elvis Presley, from Michael Jordan to Albert Einstein, you discover that they had a huge amount of passion and drive for what they did. As the saying goes, when you find a job you love, you never have to work again. Because even when you're dedicating huge amounts of time and effort to your passion, it feels like play because you instinctively find it so enjoyable and fulfilling. But what if you don't know what you're passionate about? As we grow up and make apparently sensible decisions about what job to do, what insurance plan to get, and how to pay the mortgage, it's all too easy to forget the things that used to really excite us. And we might not take time to try new things that could potentially become a new passion for us. This sensation is about reconnecting with your spontaneous ability to be excited and enthralled by life, and one of the most effective ways to do that is to remember the hopes and dreams you had when you were younger. If you desperately wanted to become an actor when you were a child, applying for a job with Disney is far from the only way to fulfill that passion. You can reconnect with the true spirit of adventure that lay behind your childhood dream, whether it was a desire to understand the world around you better, to travel to new places, to create or perform in some way, or something else. You can then channel your passion into a new hobby or, in time, perhaps a new job, even if that's just part-time at first. Once you take action and start following your passion, you might be amazed by the journey it takes you on. So you can really start to look for clues in your life, the memories of times you felt incredibly alive and enthusiastic, maybe from certain times when you were younger, and just notice the kinds of things that have really gotten you fired up and excited over the years. It's never too late to take action. I've known people in their 70s and 80s who've taken up painting or singing or bowling or Egyptology as a new passion and fallen in love with their new hobby. So this session is a call to adventure, a call to find your passion, your bliss. As the writer Joseph Campbell put it, follow your bliss and the universe will open doors for you where there were only walls before. I want you to close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and imagine a beautiful column of light coming down from the heavens, down, around, and through you into the center of the earth, deep into the core of the earth. And if you haven't yet closed your eyes, you can do that right now, and as you prepare to relax very deeply, you can just take in a slow, deep breath and let the air out smoothly and evenly as a way of letting the body know that it's time to relax. That's it. Because it's only when you allow the muscles of that body to soften and let the muscles of the face smooth out and let the shoulders loosen as a wave of comfortable heaviness begins to flow through that body. Now, or in a few moments, you begin to open the gateway inside to a more intuitive, dreamlike state of consciousness where you can reconnect with your gut feelings, your intuitions, your hopes and secret longings. Your conscious mind perhaps had forgotten all about, and here and now, I'd like you to take another slow, deep breath. And you can just remember the sound of a sigh, one of those long, satisfying, deep breaths that you might take at the end of a long day. And you can just notice which of those hands feels the most comfortably heavy here and now. Perhaps it's the right one that's left feeling a little bit lighter, or the heavier one that's right now, becoming heavier still. As you follow along to the sound of these words, there's no need to consciously try to pay attention as you just let the rhythm of my voice carry you deeper into your hypnosis, deeper into the knowledge that there are deeper parts of you listening and learning, even as your conscious mind begins to wander off into more dreamlike ideas of what it's like, maybe to be walking through mountains where you're actually above the clouds, and you can see how the clouds down there below hang in the air, some billowing slightly with wisps of white gently drifting this way and that, others gleaming motionless as the sun shines down on them. And as you breathe in the pure, clean mountain air up here, you can just stride on steadily but purposefully along the path, hearing each crunch of the stones beneath your feet, and you can really notice what it's like to widen your horizons as you reach a vantage point where you can take in the whole landscape, and that glorious vision just takes your breath away. And as that conscious mind dreams its dreams of walking a new path, learning, noticing, and absorbing a new perspective on things, that physical body can relax even deeper, just as those physical hands can feel heavier and heavier still. And those feet can feel heavier and heavier still. That's it. Enjoying a very comfortable heaviness that allows you to just forget all about that body as you continue dream walking, wandering amid that landscape of drifting clouds, exploring and discovering something new. Taking time out now from your day-to-day life to really reflect deeply on who you are and what really and truly makes you feel happy and fulfilled in life. Because if you look back at the path you've taken in your journey so far, in this life, you can observe, looking back over the years, that there were times that were fun, times that were challenging, times of laughter, times of tears, times of hard work and achievement, times of relaxation, times alone, and times with loved ones and friends. A whole variety of experiences making up the story of your life. And scattered along that journey are those moments of utter exhilaration, where if you could look back and see your own face in one of those moments of real passion, of excitement and enthusiasm, you'd see an expression of utter focus and wide-eyed delight on the face of that younger you. And that moment, or that period in your life when you were feeling this passion, could begin to glow more brightly, so that intuitively, instinctively, your dreaming mind begins to show you more and more of the shining jewels of passion and purpose scattered along that path of your life. Gleaming radiant moments and periods when you just feel so alive. Even times you may not have thought about for quite some time. And your unconscious mind knows what passion feels like, that tingling, powerful sense of being irresistibly driven, of just loving what you're doing. And as I count from 5 to 1, your unconscious mind can prepare to remind you of one of the most passionate, purposeful, exhilarating moments of your life, so that when I reach the count of 1, you'll return to a particularly wonderful moment in your life, maybe a memory you're familiar with, maybe one that will surprise you, and you can honestly start to feel the passion and exhilaration of that time, beginning to learn, beginning to return to that body. From 5, feeling drawn back through the years with a tingling sense of anticipation. And 4, that inner pull to do something, to really want to do it now. And 3, like a professional runner getting into starting position. And 2, or a talented musician just about to play the first note of the night, that pregnant pause just before you launch into action. And 1, that's it. And now really noticing the feelings of passion, purpose, drive, enthusiasm, and that genuine, spontaneous love for what you're doing, growing stronger and stronger in that body. Maybe a tingling in those fingertips, or a prickling sensation on the back of that neck. As you notice this time of passion and purpose is something you can remember and relive and learn from, as you notice what you can see around you in this past time. Coming to mind now or in a moment, the sounds, the smells, the sense of movement and energy inside you as you honestly remember and strengthen your own ability to feel instinctively passionate and fired up inside right now. And this growing passion can begin to inspire further dreams through time, on into the present, on into the future, as it glows deeper and brighter within you, illuminating the path ahead with new choices, new directions as you peer through the mist and the clouds, floating ahead on that path. Begin to see a future you within them, a future you engaging in something that really makes you feel fulfilled and excited. It could be something completely new. It could be a passion you've secretly had for years. But as the bright sun shines down on those clouds, they begin to part, clearing away in perfect synchrony with each new idea and new possibility you discern for yourself. For the days and weeks ahead, as your vision of the future that genuinely excites you grows and develops, seeing yourself taking the first steps in honoring your passion, in following your bliss. And you can just notice how even in those very first few steps, this future you already starts to look more alive, happier, and more fulfilled. And the more you listen to this audio on a regular basis, the clearer this vision will become more compelling and ever richer in possibilities. Because it may not be just one passion you find, but 2 or 3 or more as you dream and plan and then take action, starting right now. That's it. And when will you take that next step to follow your passion? And where will you be when you begin the adventure of your life? Because every journey begins with a single step, and you can walk towards that future along that mountain path and feel so exhilarated as you do. That's it. And that can feel very good. And for now, you can begin to drift back to the here and now, bringing all this passion, excitement, and your plans for the next step you'll be taking right back with you as you notice the position of your arms and legs and the sensation of whatever it is you're resting on. Preparing to become wide awake now. That's it. Coming all the way back, feeling refreshed and alert. And then whenever you're ready, just open your eyes and welcome back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake.